In this video, we're going to look at the 2.3 Goddets, and we are solving equations with rational coefficients using the distributive property and combining like terms. So let's look at letter A first. 8x minus 4 plus 5x equals 2 parentheses x minus 35 end parentheses. The first thing you want to do is you want to use the distributive property where you can. Remember, the distributive property you can use when you see parentheses. So this 2 needs to be multiplied by everything inside the parentheses. So let me distribute the 2 to the x and the 2 multiplied by the negative 35. So let me rewrite our equation here. 8x minus 4 plus 5x equals, now I'm going to distribute this 2, it's 2 times x, and then we have a 2 times a negative 35, which is negative 70. Now that you've used the distributive property, you want to see if you can combine like terms on either side of the equation. Well, on this side of the equation, we have 2x terms. So we can combine these. Maybe you want to circle them. You have an 8x, and then you have a positive 5x. So we could take these and we can combine them because they're the same. They have the same term. They have an x. So 8x's and you add 5x's, you have 13x's. So it's 13x minus 4. Don't forget that that 4 is a negative. It's a minus 4. And it equals 2x minus 70. Now here's where we want to get the variables on one side of the equation and the numbers on the other, because now we have an equation with variables on both sides of the equation. So to bring this variable term over to the left side of the equation, since it's going across the equal sign, we have to do inverse operations. So to bring this 2x over, since it's a positive 2x, we're going to subtract 2x from both sides of the equation. These cancel out. That's what we wanted. We wanted to cancel it out and bring it over. Now we have 13x minus 2x, which is 11x. Bring down the minus 4, and it equals negative 70. Don't forget that that 70 is negative. It's a minus sign in front of it, so it's negative 70. Now we're down to a two-step equation. We have the variable on one side of the equation, so now we want to bring the number to the other side of the equation. We want the variables on one side, the numbers on the other. To get this minus 4 to the other side of the equation, using inverse operations, we're going to add 4 to both sides. The 4's cancel out over there. And I'm left with 11x equals, well, here's how I have two numbers. Now I have two numbers. We have a negative 70 and a positive 4. They have different signs, so you subtract the numbers. 70 minus 4, which is 66, and you keep the sign of the bigger number. So it's negative 66. My last step, I want to get x fully by itself, since it's 11 times x. To get rid of this 11, you divide using inverse operations. Divide both sides by 11. Those cancel out. And I'm left with x equals negative 6. Because a negative divided by a positive is a negative. Negative 66 divided by 11 is negative 6. Okay.